Hey, what's up, guys? If you've been following me for a while, you know I'm a huge fan and supporter of Firecracker Farm. Alex, the owner, is not only an incredible human being, but he makes an incredible product. And that is why we could not be happier that they are sponsoring the Shoot Me Straight podcast. Each guest, when they come in, will get a sample of Firecracker Farm so they can take it back and enjoy. And I can tell you, to each person that we've given it to, they have not been disappointed. You can put these, put this salt on your favorite food, favorite beverage. I've even seen people put it in their coffee. They love it. There's an assortment of heat, so if you don't like it too hot, they definitely have that taken care of with some mild flavors. And then it goes all the way to extreme heat if you like to sweat. So if you guys are interested in purchasing some, go to firecracker.farm. All right, thank you for listening, and God bless. All right, welcome back to Shoot Me Straight with Eddie and Dave. Today we got an awesome guest, TJ Webb. He is a medically retired law enforcement officer out of Delaware. How long ago was that?
Man, I retired in December of 22.
Okay, yeah. 22. Yeah. All right, so kind of fresh out still.
Yeah, a couple years still.
But you have written a book called Just One More,
right.
And you and your wife go around and give talks about dealing with trauma and being resilient, trying to motivate people who are stuck in similar situations to get back on their feet.
Right.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you came down here and made the trip down.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, dude. You get a little taste of 38, just a short trip, but hopefully you guys will come back and spend a little bit more time here. This place is awesome.
Is it first time to be here?
First time in this area, yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice. We flew into Panama City and then drove on down here, so it wasn't bad, like an hour drive or something.
You like it? Got to do anything yet?
We got in yesterday afternoon. Pretty much went to dinner last night near the hotel and kind of just hung out down. Can't remember what the area was we went to.
Rosemary.
Rosemary, that's what it was. Yeah. Really cool area, man.
Nice. Rosemary's beautiful.
Yeah. And then today, I don't know what we're gonna get into today. We're staying back at a hotel near the airport tonight, so we'll probably find some stuff around here today. Explore a little bit. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice area.
Yeah, we'll give you some places to visit after this.
Nice.
So did you grow up in Delaware?
Yeah, born and raised my whole life. Born and raised actually in the town that I worked in as a cop eventually. Spent my whole life there. I live about a half hour south of that now at the beach. It's a little better living down there at the beach. I think you guys can understand that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I like it, man. Delaware, born and raised, never left. Love it, yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. What did you always want to be a law enforcement officer growing up, or how was your childhood? What led you to joining?
Typical 80s, 90s kid, man. You leave the house when the sun comes up, and you're going to come home till the sun goes down. Riding bikes, fishing, playing football, fighting, whatever it may be. And then once I got into school and stuff, I was into sports and everything. Baseball, football, ran track, and through high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with myself because I just knew I hated school.
Yeah.
I fucking hated it. And the only thing I really had some interest in was law enforcement. I watched Cops with my dad every night. My parents had some family friends that were on the local police department, so I was around that a little bit. And then by the time I graduated high school, the beach towns have a summer program. It's called a seasonal police officer. Mm-hmm. So you gotta be 18. And you don't get armed, but you go out and walk a beat, and you do a lot of parking enforcement, but you also handle low level misdemeanors like disorderly conduct, some fights, things like that. Alcohol.
And what kind of program is that? Did you?
It's called a seasonal officer.
Okay.
So it's you get full arrest powers, but they're sending you out there with a baton and some OC spray. That's about it. Yeah, dude. And it's 3 months.
Just enough
long.
to get you in some trouble.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And you do that for about 3 months. For the summer, and then that's it. So I did that for about 3 summers. Drove the paddy wagon every summer, so that was interesting. It was a lot of fun.
Did you get to arrest anybody with your baton and sea spray?
Yeah, it was a Wild West back then. This was going back to 2000, 2001. So it was the town I worked in was called Dewey Beach, and it was just basically a summer party town for college kids. It was just bar after bar after bar. So it was just a lot of fights, disorderly conduct, just drunk stupidness. So you're always picking up something, throwing it in the wagon and taking it back to the station and processing them and whatever you're, letting them go or they're going to jail, wherever it's going to be. It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of experience. Did that for about 3 years, and at the end of my third year, They ended up hiring me full time and sent me to the police academy. I spent a couple years there with them. Then I left there. I went to another small agency for about a year and a half, which was a little bit larger. Not too much larger, just 15 cops. It wasn't that big. And then from there, after about a year and a half, I made it to Milford, which is what my goal was. That's where I was born and raised, where I lived at the time. That's where I wanted to serve. So I got hired there, and we had about a 40-man agency. And then I spent the rest of my career there.
How was the police academy when you first went? Was it,
Probably like everyone else, man. It's like, oh, my class was the hardest one, the last hard class, But
What's it like? I have no.
I was in the
concept
military,
of it.
so I can't speak. But everyone I knew, they said it's like more. I went to Delaware State Police Academy. It's like kind of, they say it's military based. So it's live in. I think it was 24, 26 weeks.
it's like a boot camp type?
Yeah,
type style?
I mean, you got a squad base, just racks.
Yeah.
PT in the morning early. You got classes during the day. They're fucking hazing you all day. You got PT at night. You get a couple hours of sleep every night. All that. So I guess like military kind of.
So is it like a selection type thing? Do people drop out or quit?
Oh yeah, people quit. I think the first day I started academy a day late. So they started on a Monday. My department called me on Monday and said, "Hey, we're going to send you to the academy." And I was like, "Oh, great." I was thinking it was going to be like the next class, like in the spring. They're like, "No, you're going to start a day late. You're going tomorrow." I was like, "Oh shit." So of course I walk in the front door, and you walk in the front door. As I was walking in, the first guy quit was walking out after 24 hours. He was bolting. And I walked in. I didn't know shit. And they have like, when you walk in the front door, they have like the DSP seal on the floor. And so like when you go in, you're not supposed to step on the seal. Obviously, you walk around it. I'm standing right on that motherfucker, just like, "Hey, I'm reporting for the academy," and they just wore my ass out for like an hour or two by myself until I met the rest of the class. Yeah.
That's legit. How are the like the standards? Did you
I
guys
mean,
have
like,
to pass like certain physical standards?
yeah, it's the Delaware State Police Academy, so like they have their standards for their officers, like their troopers, and then they also take into small states, so they take in officers from like other agencies. So every agency has like their own standard, but you have to meet a standard for Delaware State Police to get in the academy. So it was like like running, push-ups, sit-ups, typical stuff. Nothing. It wasn't like crazy hard. Or anything,
Yeah.
But everyone has to meet that standard, and then I think day one, or maybe it wasn't day one, but the first week you got to take a PT test while you're there, and it's pass or fail, and then you have another one like midway and another one at the end.
If you fail one of those, can you you have to start back over? Or?
I think they give you like one chance to redo it.
What is the PT test to police department? What does this consist of?
100 sit-ups.
Yeah, it was like a 1.5 mile run. I don't remember the time. It was so long ago. And then push-ups, sit-ups, and I think that was it. It was pretty basic. Yeah. And it wasn't like anything terribly hard. I mean, I wasn't even in the best shape back then, and I could do it. You know what I mean?
Most people.
Do you think that they should make them harder?
Yeah, 100%.
Why don't you think
They've gotten more lax now, if anything.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's where
terrible.
I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
Like, don't you think it should be hard to get
Yeah,
in?
it should
like,
absolutely be hard, and it should be continuously hard throughout your career. Like my agency at Milford, like they have a PT standard in policy. It's not enforced because when I started there, I started that agency in 2007, and I had to take one to get hired, but they never enforced it every year because the administration was like, "Oh, we're not going to enforce it because one, if you pass it, by policy, you get a free day off, like a free vacation day, and they didn't want to give you a free day off. And the real reason was the administration didn't want to take the test. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they let themselves go.
Because let themselves go. They're old heads. They've been there for 30 years, and they don't want to do that shit, So it's like, okay, well, I guess we're not going to enforce it, so everybody can just be fucking chew bubble gum, I guess,
And that's what happens, right?
That's what
so
happens.
if the leadership is not adhering to the standards, then guess
Right.
what? The people below you are not going to adhere to
Exactly.
the standards
Yep.
because you are setting the example.
Yep.
Do you think that's like a main problem across law enforcement in the country?
I think, yeah, for sure. Like fitness is definitely like a main issue amongst other things, obviously, but that's one of the main issues. There's just no standard with it. I mean, every agency's different, so I'm sure there are some that probably have some pretty good standards. I'm sure, but I say like overall across the board, I think it's probably pretty shit. At least from talking to other guys.
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, because I go around and train with
Yeah.
law enforcement or do that, and
I'm sure you see it at the training and stuff.
dude, and it's like I don't say anything. I'm just
Right.
like
You're just there to do
you're
your
just like, hey man, I'm here to make you better. But
Yeah.
in the back of my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you even doing in it? Like you're more of a liability
Yeah.
than an asset.
Yeah, and I get it. Like,
because the guys are out of shape.
Oh, they're so out
Yeah.
of shape, and I mean, not just like, hey, you maybe pick up some miles or do some push-ups and
Yeah.
get back. It's like, no, you are clinically like
Yeah.
overweight.
I've seen some bad ones. Dude.
Yeah, dude. Like, how do you even fit in your cop car?
Yeah.
You can't walk 10 steps without breathing
Yeah.
heavy. But these are the individuals who signed up to protect
Yeah.
their communities.
And I've seen bad ones for guys like even like guys like on some SWAT teams I've seen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, how the fuck are you operating, looking like that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh, man, it's wild.
That's what drives me crazy is like this whole, with the whole defund the police thing, which is it's just moronic.
Yeah.
I'm like, it should be the opposite. We should be funding you guys more.
Yeah.
Not like in paycheck wise, but put more funding into the training,
Yeah.
into, making sure you guys are physically and mentally prepared to do the job, and then have standards to where it's like, yeah, dude, this is a job that is not for everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
It's demanding.
It's a
in a
demanding
number of
job,
ways.
and it's a selfless job in so many ways.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, you should have to look the part.
Yeah.
And what I see is like majority don't.
Yeah.
it's
That's the thing, man. I learned early on. I had a great guy I worked with for a while, and he always told me like, if you look like shit, you're gonna get treated like shit. And he's right, because if you go out there looking like chew bubble gum,
Yeah.
no one's gonna take you serious. No one's gonna respect you. That's the cop who's gonna get tested. But if you go out there squared away, your uniform's squared away, it's tailored, you look fit, you look in the part, like you're less likely to be fucked with.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter, And I see it all the time, man. It's terrible. And a lot of guys blame it on, shift work, which it is. Shift work's a bitch. You're working 12-hour shifts. It's a bitch. But
During those
you got
12-hour
20 minutes in the
shifts,
day, man.
like during those 12-hour shifts, because I don't know, because
Yeah.
I've never worked the job, but like say you're like, boom, I have a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
Are you working that whole 12 hours like nonstop, or is it, hey, I can take an hour to like get a workout?
Yeah. It depends on your agency. Like my agency, if you had a good shift sergeant, they might be like, if it's like night work, it might be like, hey, 1 a.m., like we're not, there's not much going on. It's a Tuesday. Like if one of you guys wants to take an hour and go get a workout in real quick, like go bang it out. So like if you worked for a good sergeant, that would come in play at my department. But most of the time, no, like you're there for 12 hours to do this job. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but my thing is like, everyone has, dude, it's 20 minutes a day, man. You can knock out a quick little jog, some, push-ups, sit-ups, and it's not going to kill you.
No, you can find the time.
You can find the time.
If you can make an excuse not to do it, you can find an excuse to
Right.
do it.
That's my
It's
whole
just
thing.
making that decision.
Yeah, that's my whole thing, man. But
When you graduate there, you get a badge, you're officially a police officer, or do you
Yeah.
graduate there and then have to apply for departments?
no, you'll graduate there. Like graduation day, you have your uniform. They'll give you your firearm, you load it up, holster it. They'll pin your badge at the ceremony, and then usually you get like a couple of days off, and then you'll go to your department and start like your field training program.
So
In
they
processing.
already pre-assign you to a department.
Yeah.
before
So
you
like whatever agency you applied to, they hire you. They do all your background stuff, all your physical, your PT testing, and then they'll place you in the academy, and you'll get trained up. And then when you graduate, you'll go back to them, and then they'll start, like the in-house training, like the field training and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Get you up to speed.
Yeah.
How was that checking into your first unit as a brand new guy?
Well, when I first got out of the academy, it wasn't too bad because it was like a 10-man department, so it wasn't too bad. And I graduated in like February of 2004. So it was like the wintertime. Mm-hmm. It was a beach town, so there was like nothing going on. It was like just go see on the highway and see if somebody comes by swerving or with their headlights off and see if you get drunk. That's pretty much what it was. You know what I mean? So it wasn't too bad as far as like hazing or anything like that. When I later on in my career, when I got to Melford, I wouldn't say I was like hazed with anything bad, but I was like, I was ignored for a while because I was a new guy there, and that's how the agency was. Like when I got hired, there was still a bunch of like older guys that ran the department, like old school guys from like the 80s. And they just treat you like shit, like not talk to you or just, you know, fuck off kind of thing. Plus I was like a local kid, so that played part in it too. But you know, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I wasn't treated like real well for a while. But
And no like hazing or anything.
yeah, nothing. Yeah, nothing like.
Just silence.
Yeah, silence. Pretty much
Silent
silence
hazing.
and just talking
Yeah.
to you like a dog.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean, or like, you know, hey, I know you have 10 reports today, but you're gonna get 12 because there's 2 more, and we're not fucking doing it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
They
Yeah.
just dumped it on you.
Eat
you know?
shit. Yeah.
Eat shit, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much what it was. But it is what it is. You take it. Move
Yeah, you got to.
Part of the
That's
process.
part of the process,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Yep.
if you complain about it, that's probably the worst thing you can do.
Yep,
It's
I
like,
just
hey,
shut up.
Yep.
And kept moving.
Shut your
dude.
mouth and do what you're told.
Yep, exactly. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good time.
So you stayed at that department the whole time.
Yeah, I stayed there, hired in 07 with them, and then until I retired in 22. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So how was it? How was it during your career? I mean, was it everything that you wanted, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think when people want to get into law enforcement, I don't think they really know what they're signing up for. I think it's going to be like all this, like, you know, saving people and bravery and this, you know, thin blue line brotherhood thing. It's not. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not, dude. It's not. It's fun. I liked it. It was a great job. I'd go back and do it again. But nothing's really going to prepare you for like the mental side of it. It just beats you down like it can beat you down pretty severely if
Yeah.
you let it.
Yeah.
You know, the things you see, the things you deal with, more so like the in-house stuff, like the administrative stuff.
Yeah, the admin. I
yeah,
call it the
dude.
admin beast.
Yeah, dude. Like
Yeah.
you're just walking on eggshells like your whole career. At least where I was, and talking to a lot of guys from other agencies I've met around the country, like it's pretty much like the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it like that the whole time, or did that slowly build?
No, it was like that the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like my whole career, you're not just me, but like everyone, like you're just walking on eggshells all the time.
Is that walking on eggshells, like not to get in trouble for like arrests you've made or things you've done? Or
Yeah,
is it,
and yeah, well, yeah, I think it probably built over time, especially when like the anti-police rhetoric
Yeah.
all came in. Like it got worse because you're like, am I doing something I shouldn't be doing? Well, I should be doing, but they don't want me doing it, kind of thing. But you know, people come in and make bullshit complaints early on in your career, like in the early 2000s. It was like, is it a legit complaint? Okay, we'll handle it. If it's not, get the fuck out.
yeah.
But then I got to the point with all this anti-police shit. It was like, oh, do you have a complaint? You want to make a complaint? Are you sure you don't want to make a complaint? Why don't you come in and just write down what you're thinking? You know what
And
I
that's the
mean?
leadership?
Yeah, it's leadership. We had shit like that.
So they're trying to screw dudes over.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
What is that thought process?
With the administration?
Yeah, like why would the leadership be encouraging people like, oh, make a complaint? Like
I don't know,
or
man.
try to get
I don't
them
know if
to
it's like they're trying to just like build that.
rapport?
Yeah, like that rapport, like, oh, he's a bad cop. We're going to handle it. I handled that. We handled that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what it is. I mean, it all falls back to politics, in my opinion.
It does.
You know,
and that's
because you got to remember, like the administration, like a chief of police is appointed by a town council. You know what I mean? And the rest of the administration, the lieutenant, captain, like they're appointed by the chief. You know what I mean? So,
and your area is pretty liberal, right?
yeah, Delaware's liberal.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
lib. I mean, that's Bidenomics.
Oh yeah.
So, do you think, like, let's just take like when the whole defund the police and
Yeah.
war against police happened, it's the leadership trying to make themselves look good by offering up a sacrificial lamb each and every
Exactly.
time. Like,
Yeah.
here you go.
Yeah.
We can destroy this guy's career.
Yep. That's pretty much what it is,
Yeah.
in my opinion, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean and I think that's the way it is across the country.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard it from other guys too.
Oh yeah, through our foundation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
That's
yeah.
what we
Yeah,
deal with all the
right.
time, and most of the time it falls back on piss poor leadership.
Yep. Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, and I saw stuff like that sometimes, man. I was a union rep for a while, so like when guys got jammed up, I'd have to sit in and try to help them out, figure out what's going on. Is it a legit complaint, or like maybe you are wrong, but you're getting penalized too much. Let's see if we can meet somewhere else, kind of
Yeah.
thing. So I saw a lot of stuff like that.
Let me ask you this: did you see, like, for people that you worked with, right, as you made it through the ranks?
Yeah,
Because I'll just like, so in the teams, right? You do a platoon, you're in a platoon, and you work your way up, and you do multiple platoons, and you get to do your LPO, or chief, right?
Yeah.
So like that's about the highest you'll go in enlisted leadership and actually still being able to do the job.
Yeah.
And then once you get promoted to senior chief, then you're sort of like backed up away a little bit. But what I saw, and I want to know if this is similar, is guys will come up through the ranks and they'll practice good leadership, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, just for me, for example, someone in my platoon got in trouble.
Right.
Right. Like I'll give you one true example. I had a guy got into a bar fight. I got a call that he was in the tank, and so I went and got him out of jail that Sunday, and found out they were getting jumped, and he pulled a knife.
Yeah.
Didn't stab anybody, but the cops were like, "Hey, the weapon was pulled." Blah blah blah. I, instead of reporting it, was like, "Hey, let's handle this. Let's try and handle this at our level, and get you out of this and take care of you, because if I report it, then it's out of my hands, and then I don't know what the leadership is going to do, which they're probably going to fuck you over."
Yeah.
That is the way I was brought up, is like, you try and handle it at your level and try and take care of the guys, and guys are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right. But then what I've seen is guys will act like that until then all of a sudden they pick up rank and they start going over to what I call the corporate side.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, now you're corporate. Like, you're part of this over here. And that's when you see the switch flip, and they will just do whatever the bidding is of the people above them, and they will screw everybody over. And it's almost like, dude, how did you go from taking care of the dudes and then screwing guys over in one promotion?
Yep.
Like, what?
Dude, I've seen a lot of really good sergeants who like handle stuff like that. Like, hey, we're going to handle this at this level, and let's not see it again. Let's not let it happen again.
Yeah.
Right? And then I've seen those same kind of guys who like everyone loved as a supervisor get promoted up, and it's like, what the fuck just happened to you, dude? Like, you totally just turned your back like overnight, and now you're just like, fuck everybody else, you know? It's wild. It's just like, we call it the golden hallway. Once you get to the golden hallway, it's like, you're done. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're just worried about their career at that point.
It's what it is, because now you're getting into the spot where like you're appointed to that position, so now you gotta play the game, you gotta play the politics. You know what I mean?
And I think that's something that needs to be looked at and addressed. And like, I don't know the solution, but I do think like that is a majority of the problem there is with law enforcement and the military too.
Yeah.
But like, the leadership is the one who's causing most of these issues, right?
Oh,
because they're the ones who are giving up sacrificial lambs every time they're told, and which all that does is just make the police look worse. I mean, they might, in their eyes, they're like, "Oh, see, we're taking care of our own. We're not taking care of, but we're offering up our own, and like, see, we discipline these guys, or we'll take action." But it's really just not benefiting law enforcement all around, because either way, that's making the papers. It's like, oh, another cop is being charged or being kicked out for X, Y, and Z, which is not even true half the time.
Right.
They didn't even do what they're being accused of. But it's still not good optics. It's like, people read those newspapers like, dang, dude, these cops are out of control. And I would think it'd be the opposite, where you would be like, hey, man, let's try and keep this quiet. Even if you did do something wrong, it's like, let's punish you. Yeah. We're going to punish you, but we are not going to make it a public punishment.
Right.
Which you shouldn't.
Right.
And it's like, also, depending on the severity of whatever you did, it's like, let's punish you so you can bounce back. Right. Yeah. Yes, you're going to take some licks.
Yeah, but make something positive out of it.
We're going to, and then at the end of the day, if it's something that's like, dude, no, you don't belong here, then
totally different.
Boot them out without making a public outcry out of it. Because at the end of the day, the optics don't look good, even if they think they're doing something right.
Yeah.
You know, also is the difference between what people have said versus what they did. A lot now it's like, oh, okay, they were joking around with some guys, telling jokes. It's like, okay, you said this, you said that. Now it's like, versus a cop abusing a woman, or like, like something like that. It's like, okay, deal with that, versus guys joking around. Yeah. We had the last guest we had on. I mean, he had a perfect
federal agent out of Arkansas.
Yeah, he had a perfect record for 14 years, I think, something like that.
One complaint.
And it was just things he had said, and they were like, you got to go. Yeah. And there were things he said out of context,
Yeah. And he was reported on by a female officer that he was...
the new female officer that
he was running through, like, training.
Yeah.
And...
That's wild, man.
Yeah, but I mean, that's and that's like one example as well. The things that we deal with through our foundation, which most of the time it's the media will put out
Right.
a short snippet and be like, oh, look what he did here.
Yep.
And there's no context. There's no before or after. And then that guy's life is ruined because of that snippet, instead of showing the whole thing.
Right. Or it's like when they put out like, oh, well, this officer had, 35 use of force reports. Well, dude, like that could be like use of force to some agencies is like you put your hands on somebody. So if I put my hands on you because I had to put handcuffs on you, that's a use of force.
Yeah.
And then you have the media. He has all these use of force reports against him and da-da-da-da-da. That's bullshit.
You think some is like the translation between civilians too? It's like me commenting on things in war. I've never been to war. I have no mindset or mental point of origin to even understand that.
Right.
It's like I've never been a cop.
Yeah.
I've never had to go and arrest someone.
Yeah. And
that I didn't know.
They have these like civilian review boards now they're starting up. And I'm like, how the fuck are you going to have some civilian who has nothing to do, no idea about anything with law enforcement, how it works, how things operate, and you're going to have this panel of them judging and sometimes, holding someone's career in their hands, and they have no idea what they're talking about. It's just wild.
That's insane.
It's insane, and
they
it's
should have a review board for the review board then, and have somebody like, well, I'm going to review you the way you're reviewing, like,
right.
Well, it's like, well, you
like
don't...
if you want to involve the community, like have a board and like maybe have a civilian on it, but not like a whole board of just civilians. That's insane.
That is insane.
But I see that everywhere. I see that a lot of places now. It's crazy, man. But I think that's part of the problem. One of the problems, like fitness is one of the problems, but one of the others is leadership in law enforcement. Like it's just not there anymore as a whole. I mean, some places do have it. Obviously, not every department is fucked up, but
there's some departments in Florida. Remember that one guy, that one chief the reporter asked him, how come you shot him like 48 times? And he's like, because we ran out of bullets.
Sheriff. You guys got some crazy sheriffs.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. It's wild, man.
Crazy good.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome.
Don't mess around down here.
I love watching.
If we had more bullets, we
I didn't like that back in Delaware, bro. I didn't like that back in Oakland. No way. That's cool, man. I see those videos all the time. Man, Florida don't play around.
No, they don't.
I should have went down there years ago.
Yeah. It's not bad to be a cop here for sure.
Yeah.
So your whole career, you made your way up the ranks?
I made it to senior corporal, which is like just below the rank below sergeant.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in special units throughout my career. I didn't really want to get promoted too much past senior corporal because like once you do, then you're just
like we talked about. Yeah, you're in corporate.
Yeah, and then like I feel like the fun of the job's gone. Like you're doing the office job.
Yeah,
for the most part.
What special units?
I did 13 years with our SWAT team, which is like part-time SWAT team. So it's like you still had like your regular duty, whether it's patrol or whatever.
There's a lot of places that have that.
Most of them are part-time.
Well,
like the bigger cities have full ones, like NYPD, LAPD, like
Miami,
big counties.
And
I did some time as a detective. I did undercover narcotics.
Oh, cool.
K9 for about 7 years, and then Marshall's Fugitive Task Force at the end.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What'd you enjoy the most?
So I always say the most rewarding thing I did was K9 because you really got out of that what you put into it. Like if you put the work in with your dog to have a good, successful dog as a team, then you had a good career with it. You know what I mean? Like you made it. If you're going to have a good career, it's because you put the work in. Right?
Yeah.
The funnest thing I did was the Marshall's Task Force. That was by far the funnest thing, dude. Just being part of like a close-knit, small team of guys from different agencies and going out every day and just chasing bad guys and working cases and kicking doors. Like that was just the best job ever. Just the best job ever. I loved it. Yeah. I loved every minute of it.
More than the SWAT team.
Yeah. Actually, the year before my shooting, I actually resigned from SWAT. And I was like, I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm going to stick to the task force because it's pretty much a full-time SWAT team anyway. So
Plus you're in a smaller unit.
Smaller unit,
the better. Yeah.
Honestly, like I love the guys I was with at my agencies, but it's part-time, right? The guys I was with the Marshalls was a full-time gig every day, so like the camaraderie was just so much stronger.
Yeah.
Not that the other one was bad or anything. Yeah. It was just you're every day together, So it was a stronger unit. And,
so you'd be what'd that look like? You'd be looking for a fugitive, or
yeah. So like, everyone had like I worked for the city of Milford, but say like another agency like in my county or wherever it maybe had like a violent fugitive, and they didn't have the ability to work the case. They didn't have enough manpower. They didn't have anybody on the task force. They would contact the marshals, and the marshals would say, okay, well, the closest guy we have to you is TJ from Milford, so we're going to put you in touch with him, and he'll work the fugitive case for you. And then I would get the case files from it, and then I just start tracking the guy down for him, try to bring him in. And same thing, like if, Florida had a guy wanted for, murder, and they thought, oh, we got information, he's in Delaware, and this is the information we have. They would contact us up there, and then we would get the case and start working up there for them. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a cool job.
I like it. Tracking them through forests and
dude, it was we had some crazy stuff like that, like through like swamps and stuff.
No way.
We had guys falling in swamps one time, like coming out covered in shit. It was awesome. It was just fun stuff, man. Just fun stuff, dude. It was a great job. I loved it. And, like every day, you didn't know what you were going to do. We got up early, started early, and sometimes we started a date, 4 or 5 in the morning, depending on what we're doing. Yeah. And then it might be like 9 a.m. and it's like, hey, we just got hit on this guy's cell phone or whatever in Virginia. Like, who wants to go? I'm in. Yeah. Drive down to Virginia, try to snag someone up, and then afternoon you're back up home. Yeah. Just like randomness. Yeah, it's great. I loved it. Yeah.
I gotta hear one of your favorites. What's one of your favorites that you were like tracking them for a while and then?
We had me and my one buddy on the team. He was also a drug guy too, so like we used to work in like plain clothes and playing a part. So we had a guy wanted, a couple of them, but one in particular, we had a guy wanted for homicide out of Pennsylvania, and we found him in a campground. And so we found him. So he's in his campgrounds. Obviously, it's campgrounds. There's people everywhere. You get into like a campground, it's just like little roads, and everybody's camped out. So it's like, well, we can't run in there with like a whole team and like a Bearcat and shit, because like the guy's going to start popping rounds off, obviously. So I was like, dude, let's just do this like, drug style, man. Like we're dressed down anyway because we're plain clothes. Yeah. Let's take a walk. He's up there at the grill cooking out some burgers and shit. Let's just grab a couple beers. We're not going to drink them, but we're going to grab a couple beers.
Yeah, blend in.
We'll walk down there, hang out, Hey, man, what are you cooking? So that's what we did. Walk down there. Hey, man, what are you cooking? Oh, I'm cooking some hot dogs and da-da-da. Oh, man. Just shooting the shit with him. Walk over there, stand at the grill, shooting the shit. And then just... Boom. Take him. Then you take him into custody, and next thing you know, we get him in custody, 20 feet away in his tent. He's got, shotgun, handguns. And it's like, dude, if we would have rolled up here deep,
it could
have been chaos, So, like, shit like that was, like, always fun.
Like strategic.
Yeah.
I love that.
We did one time, just ruses like that. We did one time. We had a guy wanted. He was wanted for a shooting, I think, too. We thought he was in this condo. So we're like, hey, we thought he had been there for like a couple weeks, but we had not seen anything of him, right? So I was, let's go knock on the door. We'll take your truck. He had a pickup truck. I always had like construction shit in my car. So I got some stuff out, threw it in the back, walked up to the door, knocked on the door. I was like, hey, we're so-and-so with such and such power washing company. We're in a neighborhood power washing everybody's condos, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Didn't know if you were interested. Just trying to get a look inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sure enough, dude, straight through, fucker's in the kitchen making a sandwich. I was like, all right, well, now we're confirmed he's there. Yeah. Right? So now we can go back, get things together, and start doing an ops plan, and now we can hit that house because now we confirmed he's in there.
Nice.
So, like, just little things like that were always fun. Like, coming up with, like, outside-the-box ideas.
Yeah.
To figure out how to get information or how to get in somewhere. That was always the funnest stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I bet you did a lot of stuff like that in narcotics.
Yeah, narcotics was fun. Bought some dope, bought some guns once in a while. It was just fun, like, playing a part. I enjoyed it. It got old after a while. I just got tired of dealing with, like, the scum of the earth.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like sitting in a car with some scumbag who God knows what he's got on him, and just diseases and shit he's got or whatever. Yeah. Doing hand-to-hands with, like, heroin or crack and stuff. I didn't want to do that shit anymore, man. I didn't want to do that shit anymore, you know what I mean? It's just like, I got to get out of this. So then I went to the Marshal Service.
Did you have to use drugs during that time?
No, I never had any. I never had anybody like ask me to do anything, nothing like that. Yeah. Everything I ever did was like quick. It was like hand to hand, boom, I'm out.
Yeah. Did they allow you, like, I mean, if you're an undercover narcotics officer, did they allow you to smoke heroin or?
No drug usage. Like once in a while, you might have like a beer or something just to like fit in. Like maybe you take like a sip of it. Yeah, that was it. You know what I mean? Like that, you didn't do anything crazy like beyond that. Nah. I might have something on me, like we had some like evidence or something.
Yeah. You take it out of the evidence room.
Yeah, I might have it like showing like sitting in my car in the cup holder or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something like that, you know. So stuff like that, but no usage of anything. Never had anybody ask me like, hey, hit this or snort this.
Yeah.
That does happen.
I'm sure it does someplace.
Yeah.
I'm sure people get asked for sure. I never had it happen. I don't know anybody that had it happen. We did a lot of that stuff. We did a lot of prostitution stuff, like picking up prostitutes and stuff. That was always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking shit to them, you know?
Yeah.
It was always fun. I always tell my wife, like, hey, I'm going to pick up some prostitutes tonight. I'll be back later. You know what I mean? She's like, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That was a fun job, man. I had a lot of fun with it. But I got old real quick, just being around that type of people.
I'm sure it wears on you.
Yeah. I mean, there was good parts
Start
to it,
getting
too.
a
Like,
negative
there's some parts of it, like, you get to see a little more of the human side of some people, like why they're in the situation they're in. It's always took that into account, which is something, you know, like working the street as a cop, you kind of lose sight of that sometimes because you get focused on the job. It's just a job, right? And then when I got into the drug unit, I started seeing more like the human side of people. Like, you know, I had an informant for a while. She was, you know, a heroin addict, had a rough upbringing, just couldn't get right.
Yeah.
You know, I just felt bad for her. But, you know, so you see that human side and you feel it a little more.
Yeah.
Which was, I don't want to say it was good, but it was good to see that human side of people more because it made you think a little differently.
Yeah.
Remember, like, they're not all just a bunch of shitheads. Like, they have a story too, you know? So it was kind of good to have that experience, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's pretty common too, where
Yeah.
you're working the street all the time and then you
Yeah.
start looking at them like humans and you're just like, dude, this is
Yeah, because you're just, I mean, the reality of it is you're moving one thing to the next. You're not processing shit. You're just moving and moving
Yeah.
and moving and moving. You're like, I'm going to deal with this shithead over here now. You know what I mean? That's we're humans. That's what it is, you know?
Well, yeah, and you guys aren't dealing with the best of people.
Right. You're dealing with
So
the worst
you're-
every day.
Yeah,
And you're,
so-
everyone, you know, like you're dealing, every time you meet with a cop, usually it's because you're dealing with something pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's why I'm there. A lot of people don't like cops. You know what I mean? Because they're on your worst day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy that part of it, like the human side of it. It was interesting, yeah.
I think I would struggle more with the person who thinks they're above the law or the rich or the powerful.
The cops or like the people?
The people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would struggle
You have
with the
both sides of that,
entitlement.
yeah.
Like,
Well, that was like we just had on a LE guy that he was a cop in Beverly Hills.
yeah.
Oh, wow,
Beverly
yeah.
Hills Cop. Yeah.
He was telling
I'm
me
sure
some
there's all
funny
kinds of that
stories. Yeah,
shit.
dude.
Yeah.
That's a
Like,
trip.
do you know who I am?
Yeah, right. You know who I work for? Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's lots of that out there for sure.
So you got obviously you worked up until 2020.
Retired, got injured in 2020, and 2 years later in 22 I retired.
Okay, so take us to 2020.
So, yeah, I was worked with the Marshals Task Force at the time. December 10th, 2020. It was a normal work day. Got up early, went in, worked some cases. I don't know what exactly we did. And then got home at like 5 o'clock, which was actually pretty good because usually we work pretty late in on the night. So got home about 5 or so, making dinner with the family, and got a group text from our supervisor, wanting to know who's available for op in the morning. Pennsylvania had a guy wanted for attempted murder, and he was thought to be in this hotel in Rehoboth Beach. And I was like, well, shit, man, this hotel's like 10 minutes from my house. And I was like, I'm available. And then other guys were like, I'm good. And he's like, all right, Pennsylvania's going to come down in the morning and meet us. And I was like, I'll just run out there now and just see if I can get a guy in a vehicle or him just to confirm that we know he's there instead of just using the intel that we have, right? And I was like, oh, yes, right, head on out there. So head on out, pull in the parking lot, see the vehicle, take up a parking spot real quick, call my supervisor, like, hey, I think I got the vehicle, give me the tag number again, match up the tag number. I was like, yeah, he's here, we're good to go. And as I'm on the phone, dude walks out. I'm like, all right, well, let me get the visual on him. So I match up the photo, yep, it's him. He comes out, gets in the car, and then things start lining up. He was thought to be with a girlfriend and her 2 small kids. Here comes the girlfriend, 2 small kids, they get in the car. So I let them leave. It was dinner time. They didn't have bags and luggage and shit, so I knew they weren't leaving. They were coming back. So I let them go because I'm not going to do it by myself anyway. So they leave. I give it a few minutes, let them clear the area, head back home. And I'm just like, it's not sitting well with me. I'm like, dude, why are we going to wait till the morning? Like, we're a fugitive task force. We've located the fugitive. Like, he could leave in the middle of the night. He could get stopped by some patrol guy who doesn't know what he's dealing with. Shit goes bad. Like, this is our job. We need to get it done. So I run it by my team. which at the time was there was 4 of us. One guy wasn't available because he was on another op. So it was me and 2 other guys. And he was like, yeah, we agree. Supervisor okayed it. So 3 of us start out there, set up surveillance. Now we have like 10 other guys coming from like the north end of the state and like task force we worked with in Maryland. That was like 45 minutes away. They were coming. So get out there, set up perimeter around this hotel. 3 of us. And I was like, dude, I know this guy's going to come back before everybody else gets here. There's just no doubt. It's just the way it works out, you know? Because they were all like an hour away still. Sure enough, the guy comes back in. So we had to make a game plan before that. If he comes back, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to take him with the 3 of us in the parking lot, or are we going to let him get into the hotel? And, you know, there's pros and cons. You let him get into that hotel, now you got a barricade, you got a hostage situation, you got murder-suicide. If you get into a shooting at that doorway, you can't fire back because now you have innocent people in there, you have people in other rooms. It's chaos. So we just thought, man, it's not ideal. We'll take him in the parking lot with 3 of us. We'll just pin it, you know, passenger side, driver's side, the rear. If he parks in the front row again, because the front of the vehicle will be blocked by the building. Sure enough, he pulls in, does a lap around the complex, probably doing counter surveillance, comes back in, parks almost in the exact same parking spot. And I was like, all right, fuck it. The only thing that was a problem was he parked next to a vehicle on his driver's side, which kind of blocked the other pin vehicle.
Yeah.
So that was going to be an issue, but wheels were in motion, so we rolled with it. So I gave the command to execute. My one partner, George, came in the passenger side. Josh, my other partner, came up to the driver's side, had to stop short, obviously. And then I tried to come in from the rear and pin it from the rear. I couldn't come in straight behind, like ideally, to pin it. I had to come in at an angle, and I came in at a much worse angle than I should have, so that when I opened my door up and stepped out, I was literally looking right down.
Directly at him.
Directly at him, like straight down the driver's side door, side of the car.
So you were at an angle on the driver's side.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, driver's side open toward him. So I step out. I had a long gun, but I transitioned when I decided to do it with the 3 of us in case we had to go hands-on. So I came out with my handgun. As soon as I stepped down 2 feet, his door cracked open. I saw a little bit of a head pop out, and then I just saw a hand come up, and it was just muzzle flashes from about 6 feet.
Him shooting at you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I fired my first round back, missed a headshot on him, went right into the door. He came out on 2 feet, stood up, squared off, and just started pumping more rounds. I got 2 more off, struck him center mass, which I didn't know at the time because he like didn't even react to it. It was like it didn't even phase him.
What was he shooting at you with?
He had a Taurus 9mm.
Okay.
It was purple.
Oh,
But it could have been worse.
Fancy.
It could have been like, you know, real tree pink camo or something.
Yeah.
So, you know, I live with that one, but that's all right. So yeah, he I don't know how many he got off on me, but he landed 6. So I took 1 through my left shoulder, took 1 through my left hand, had a ricochet from my plate carrier, landed in my face. Ooh. I had 2 in my right arm, and then I had the worst one, my right femur just below my hip bone, which fucking dropped me right the back quarter panel. So I go down the back quarter panel, and now I'm just like, and now as this is going on, Josh and George start engaging him, and I'll get into that in a minute. But now I can't see shit because my view's blocked, and I can't grab my gun because this one's got a round in it, everything's broken, and I broke my right hand when I landed on it with all my gear. It just crushed all the bones in my hands. So I can't see my gun over there. I can't grab anything, and my right leg's at like a 90 degree, so it's like I can high five my foot basically. I remember seeing that. It was crazy. So I'm laying there and I hear all this gunfire going off, and I'm like, I think I'm dead. I think he's going to walk back here and take 2 steps and just plug one in me. And when I'm laying there, I got all this shit going through my head, and this is like split seconds, obviously, but a lot can happen in your head at the time. And I'm thinking about, 1, am I going to fucking live or am I going to die at this moment? And I'm also thinking about my wife, thinking about my son. And I had this like voice come in the back of my head, man. And it was like, I don't know what it was. It was just screaming at me. And it was saying, you failed. You fucking failed. And now they're going to pay for it. And I remember like, it was like everything just went black. and I could see my wife and I could see my son. And I remember they were like smiling, like, hey, you know, come home for dinner. Like, come on back, come on home. And eventually I snapped out of it and I ended up crawling. I was like, well, I got to get moving. I got to look for work. I can't just lie here and take one in the head. I got to do something. So I just crawled. I used my elbows and my left leg, and I just pushed and crawled and shoved myself underneath the back of his car. And as I was doing that, George, who was on the passenger side, had a shot opportunity like through the front door windows. So like through. The girlfriend was on the floorboard. Kids were in the back seat. So he took a shot through the front glass windows, went through both panes of glass, struck him in the side, scared him off of me. He ran by me. As he got by me, he turned to his right, saw my partner Josh, started engaging him, kept moving out to the parking lot. They dressed a line, moved out on him, and like dropped him out in the parking lot after like 70 yards. I think he took like 10 rounds before he went down. Like,
was this guy on something?
No, dude. Toxicology report came back with just a little bit of marijuana, no alcohol, no other hard drugs, nothing, just adrenaline and crazy.
Yeah.
He fell out in the parking lot after like, I think he took like 10 rounds, and he was in the middle of reload of his 9. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a big misconception people have too with 9 mil. Is like,
yeah. I didn't know I hit him until 2 days later.
Yeah, hitting him once or twice.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
And one of my rounds lodged in his spinal cord. Nothing. He just straight nothing, dude. It was wild. So now it's like we're out there in this parking lot. I'm underneath the car. Josh and George don't know if I'm alive or dead. He went down. So they look at each other. Josh was already like the designated medevac for the op, so he knew what to do. He ran back to me. George stayed with the body because he died right there. He pulled me out, turned to get my leg real quick, threw me in the back of his car, pulled out to the hospital. George stayed on scene by himself for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, till units started showing up, and the hotel was just emptying on him. Like, you shot that guy, you murdered him, like, chaos was starting to ensue, and he was, like, getting surrounded. And then, luckily, other guys started showing up pretty quick and, like, rushing it back and holding the scene. So he takes me to the hospital. I'm awake, conscious alert the whole time in the back seat. He actually started out going the wrong way on the highway because he wasn't from the area. So he had his GPS on his phone up, like we always do pre-op with the hospitals, but when he rolled out of the parking lot, the phone fell off the dash, went underneath the seat. And I'm, like, looking in the back seat, and I see all these restaurant signs and shit, like, where I go to eat because I live close. I was like, are you going southbound? He's like, yeah. I was like, we got to go north, dude. Flip it around. So he flipped it around next intersection. I'm, like, rolling around everywhere in the back. Start getting northbound the hospital, which was like an 8-minute drive because I think he was going, like, 120 or something. And I'm just trying to stay with it in the back, like, you know, going through, like, a checklist in my mind, like, you know, all right, calming myself down. I started working on breathing patterns because I knew I was losing a lot of blood. So I started working on some combat breathing, which, you know, as an athlete working out, you know, I've done Ironmans, you know, marathons, CrossFit. So it's like working on breathing was something I was used to.
Yeah.
So I just started going into those patterns. And then I just started looking for other things to work on, which I couldn't because my hands didn't work. I couldn't fix tourniquet. I couldn't take my vest off. Couldn't check for wounds. So I just started staying on the breathing patterns. We get to the hospital. We pull up to the ER door. And as he pulls up to the ER door, the engine dies on his car. Come to find out, when he came up for his first round from when he got out of the car, the guy ran by, he came up out of his holster. His first round went down into his engine block.
Oh, shit.
And the engine stayed running until we got to the ER.
Hey, what's up, guys? So when I'm not doing the podcast, I'm doing a lot of traveling. I put on training all over the country for LE and civilians. I also travel a lot for my nonprofit, the Pipe Hitter Foundation. And as you guys know, travel going back and forth can wear you down. But this past year, I have found the antidote. So let me put you on to Aquavita, Destin's premier IV therapy and oxygen bar. This place is owned and operated by a board-certified ER physician with over 23 years of experience, so you know your health is in good hands. Every IV drip is mixed to Board of Pharmacy standards and backed by CDC-level infection control. Whether you're dealing with a fatigue, a hangover, jet lag, stress, immunity issues, or even PMS, they've got custom vitamin drips and boosters tailored just for that. When you go inside, the place is pretty awesome. It puts you at ease right when you go in there. They have comfy lounge chairs, which are perfect for singles or couples, full group sessions. And you can even book the whole space for bachelor or bachelorette parties, race day recovery, or wellness events. While you're in there, they go the extra mile too. They'll give you blankets, sleep masks, earplugs, aromatherapy oxygen, all complimentary. And the best part, every visit includes direct care from the physician and experienced RNs, all focused on fast, safe, and affordable wellness. So if you're in the Destin area, hit up Aquavita. Your body will definitely thank you.
So we get there, and on the way there, I was just going through like a checklist. Like, they're going to wheel me in, they're going to take all this shit off, they're going to knock me out, you know? And they did. And as that's going on, family notification has to come. So, small state, small fucking first responder community, dude. I think my wife found out in the first 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. She might have known before I even got to the hospital. It was that fast. She was getting texts. We lived with my in-laws at the time. We sold a house, and like that week we were breaking ground on our new home. So we lived with her parents. And she was in bed with my son, who was 7, reading my bedtime story. And she starts getting text messages, and stuff's popping up on Facebook, and everyone's asking, like, are you okay? Do you know anything?
Dude.
And she knew I was out on the op, and I hadn't texted her, and I always text her afterwards. So finally her friend calls her, whose husband's a cop in another county, a friend of mine, and she's like, what do you need? I'm here for you. Like, what do you need? She's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, nobody's fucking telling me. She's like, TJ got shot. He's in the hospital. She's like, well, where did he get shot at? She's like, all I heard was that he was shot in the face, and that was what the rumor was. So
Oh, jeez.
like, true, but not true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the rumorville.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's rumors I was dead already too. So, so she, calmly as she can, puts my son to bed and goes downstairs and tells her dad, and they take off to the hospital. And then on the way to the hospital, she gets a call from my agency to notify her, and she let hellfire ring on them because she was pissed.
Yeah.
And I would be too. But I also, and the whole process they took to notify her took way longer than it fucking should have. But at the end of the day, it's like, it didn't matter because they were going to beat social media and cell phones anyway. It just wasn't going to happen.
No.
This day and age, just not going to happen.
When we're deployed, they call it, the term is like River City.
Yeah.
So where if someone gets hurt or killed, all comms are shut down. It's like,
so it doesn't get out?
Yep, guys aren't allowed to call home. You're not allowed to do anything.
That's good.
So it lets the command deal with it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, let us, because we have those things happen all the time.
Oh, dude, as soon as it happens, like cell phones are going
Yeah,
off. People are
the
on,
wives.
the marshals were just in a shooting in Rehoboth. It's on Facebook. And she's like, well, there's only 4 of them out there, and he hasn't texted me.
Yeah. And it can go just as, like, I had a buddy, he was deployed. We had just done turnover, and there was a helicopter crash, and 3 SEALs died.
Yeah.
His wife got a call, and was like, hey, he wasn't even on the helo, but she thought he was dead for, I think, 48 hours.
Oh my God.
Like, and then, but that's the purpose of it, because, dude, the wives don't deserve that kind of stress.
Right.
I mean, it's already stressful enough.
Yeah.
But then you have, people want to be the first ones to notify, and that's the sick part of it when those things happen, is you see people's true, like, nature, where it's not even about, hey, trying to comfort the individual. It's like, no, I want to be the first one to tell. I'm the one with the big news, and it's like, dude, you are throwing a monkey wrench in everybody's lives.
So that was, she gets to the hospital, and then she sees me. I'm already out. They had me intubated and shit. I was there for like 45 minutes, and then they loaded me up on a bird and flew me to another hospital. And then my department drove her up, which was like an hour and 15 minutes drive for her. To get up to the next hospital, this is on a Thursday night. She gets up there. Now, like, there's hundreds of cops up there. My administration's there. She comes in. No one from my administration goes to her. Nobody says anything. She just walks in. They're all standing at the end of the hallway. Nobody says a fucking word to her.
Nothing.
Other guys are coming to her. Like, guys I work with from other agencies are coming to her. Things like that.
Why would they not go up and try and comfort her?
I had one administrator. We had 5 administrators in my agency. I had one administrator that stepped up and did, like, everything for me. And the crazy thing about it is he was the most hated administrator we had, especially by me. I hated the guy. Hated everything about him. And he was the only one that stepped up and like kept in contact with me and my wife every fucking day for like 2 years. It's crazy how that shit works out.
Yeah.
It's wild, man.
Traumatic experiences like that expose people for who they really are.
Yeah.
You'll see people step up that you're like, what? Like, I had no idea. And then you'll see people who completely let you down that you thought would be there. I mean, and that's, you know, that happens every single time.
It's wild, man.
Yeah. And then the people, you know, your leadership, the fact that they didn't even come and try and like extend a hand or like comfort your wife, that to me is like complete, that's cowardice in its purest form. It's like anybody can say like, hey, I'll take a bullet for you, or I'm going to go out, you know, the brotherhood and this and that. But then when it comes to dealing with emotional and moral decisions, whether it's like, hey, we need to comfort and take care of this individual, they don't have the strength to do it.
So another agency, the county agency of the hospital I was in, actually paid for and put my wife up in a hotel that night. They're the ones that covered all that shit. It's wild, man. So the next day, they kept me under through the night, intubated. And then the next day, Friday, at like 2 o'clock, had my first round of surgeries. They started bringing me out of it that night a little bit. I don't remember much that night. I was just like a flash of my wife, flash of my parents, kind of, because I was still under. And that was them saying goodbye. The hospital was kicking them out because COVID. I couldn't have visitors.
Oh, shit.
Fucking
That's
COVID,
right.
dude. So Saturday, the next day, is when I'm finally out of it. They're taking me down to like a recovery room, my own room and shit. So my surgeries were on Friday, where I had a rod in my femur, hip to knee, placed some pins in both my hands, had some shrapnel removed. I had 2 bullets in me still, but they got removed later, like a couple months later, because of where they were. They didn't want to mess with them. So Saturday, I come out of it a little bit. I want to see my family. I can't have visitors because it's COVID, but we're going to let you have an officer from your agency and a deputy from the Marshal Service with you 24 hours a day because it's a security issue. You got to have somebody with you because I was just in a shooting and whatever. I was like, I'll take that, dude. So I was there for like 7 days. On day 6, they finally agreed to let my wife up the day before I was released. And she came up. The guys brought her in. They all walked out. And I remember she came up to the right side of my bed. And I remember the first thing I said to her was, I'm sorry I failed you. First words out of my mouth. And without skipping a beat, she looked right back at me and said, you've never failed me. And you're not going to start now. And that pretty much set it up for him, man. Like I was good to fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
You know, like it was, we're full throttle, we're getting this shit done, you know?
You got a good woman.
Fucking amazing woman, dude.
Yeah.
You know? And so they gave me, you know, like I said before, man, I was in the, you know, Ironmans and running and CrossFit, and that's like my thing. So they gave me a 2-year recovery. You know, it's going to be, you know, up to 2 years or 18 months or so until you can start running again and be serious with it. I'm like, fuck that, man. Like, come on, that's bullshit, you know? So
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, dude. So I'm like, I'm running a half marathon in under 12 months. That's when we're going to do that. And they're like, okay. So I get released from there. They transport me to a live-in rehab facility the next day. So the next day comes, they wheel me down to like the exit. They're going to wheel me up in an ambulance, and I get to see my son for the first time. And that was like seeing a ghost.
How old is he?
He was 7.
Okay.
So, you know, and I'm bandaged up. My hands are bandaged up. I had long hair at the time. It's everywhere. I got a mask on because COVID. I'm crying. And he was just, you could tell he was just confused, scared shitless.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, just emotionless, you know. So the ambulance guys are cool, man. They're like, fuck COVID. Like, put your wife and kid on the ambulance. They're going with us. I was like, cool. It was like a 45-minute drive or something. So we go to this live-in rehab facility. And I remember on the way down, looking out the back, 2 glass windows on the ambulance door and seeing like that long-ass line of like red and blue lights following us, you know, the procession like of support. And the only thing I could think of, dude, was all of those processions like that I had been in where the person in that lead car was not as fucking lucky as I was.
Yeah.
And that was like the real first taste of like that survivor's guilt that people talk about, you know? And that hit me like a ton of bricks. So we get down to the facility. They load me out, take me up to my room. It's me and my wife, a couple administrators. And they're like, all right, this is the deal. We'll come back in the morning pretty early, let you know how things are going to be, this and that, da-da-da-da. It's COVID, so you can't have visitors. I was there for a minimum of 2 weeks. But we're going to let your wife come up as much as she wants between visiting hours 8 to 8. And I was like, say less. It's all I need, dude. I don't need a bunch of visitors.
Yeah.
I didn't even want a bunch of visitors because I knew I needed to focus, right? So she leaves because it's about that time. It's about 8 o'clock. And now I'm in this room by myself. And, of course, I'm thinking about everything under the sun because this is literally the first time I'm alone in 7 days. So, the why me? Am I going to be a burden? How am I going to do this shit? What's my future look like? Mm-hmm. And 6 a.m. rolled around. Nurses came in swing door. Light came shining in on the door as she walked in. And the first thing I thought about, dude, was a book I read 6 years earlier called The Trident by Jason Redman. And the only thing I could think of was his sign on the door.
Yeah. What's it? If you came in here, don't feel sorry for me.
Yep.
Or don't. Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that was a famous sign that he had.
First thing I thought of, dude. I don't know why it just came to me at the right time. Things happen for a reason. So my wife came in at 8. I was like, I need a marker and some poster board. I was gonna make my own sign. So she came in with it. She put it in my little cast thing, and I etch a sketched it the best I could and fucking chicken scratch. Put a patch on it and slapped it up on the door. And in 2 minutes, I had the administrative staff down there like, who pissed you off? What happened? And I was like, dude, I've been here for 12 hours. Nobody's pissed me off. This is just a motivational tool that I'm using to put up there. And they were good with it, man. And that was kind of like a slingshot, And it was up there for 2 reasons. One, for what it was, it was a warning. I didn't want people in there with some fucking pity party.
Yeah.
This poor cop, this poor guy, woe is me. I didn't want that shit.
Or that, what's that? The one I hate was like, hey.
Yeah, that kind of shit, dude. I didn't want that.
How you doing?
Yeah, are you feeling
dude,
okay
don't come
today?
In here with that freaking tone.
Yeah, just be normal. You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. Mm-hmm. And the other thing was accountability. I knew when I woke up, it was going to be them coming in every morning, and that was going to be right there in my face. And if I didn't live my day by my words on that sign.
To keep yourself out of self-pity.
Yeah, I didn't want to be a hypocrite. Yeah. It held me accountable, and it worked. Came up with a game plan, had long-term goals. I wanted to get back to running. I wanted to run a half marathon in under 12 months. And then I just started with my short-term goals, using my walker to get 2 doors down today. And tomorrow it's 4. And at the end of the week, I'm at the nurse's station and back.
Nice.
Just small things, If they
how hard was that? Where you're used to running Ironmans and now you can't barely walk.
It was fucking awful.
Yeah.
The worst part was
mentally.
My leg, because I did the surgery and then I didn't move it for a week. So all the atrophy it builds up, all the scar tissue. Yeah. So I remember every day I had a session where they would take me in this, I called it the torture room. They would take me in there and lay me on my back, and they would just pick my leg up and just fucking crank on that thing and just break all that stuff up. It's the most painful thing. I'd almost rather be shot again. It was that painful. It was awful. And it was just that constantly every day. There was one day my wife was there. She came in when they were doing it, and I was just punching holes in the wall. And they were stopping. I was like, no, just keep going. We're getting this shit done with.
Yeah.
And they just kept cranking on it.
This is how I'm going to deal with it.
Yeah. I remember my wife was there. I remember they all, the 2 PTs I had, they were awesome. They both started crying and had to leave the room with my wife. They gave up. They're like, we can't do it anymore today. This is bad. I'm eating it.
Your husband's traumatizing us.
Yeah, I'm eating it, dude. I was just eating it. I was like, all right, we'll start back tomorrow early. And then I got out of there. I got there about 2 weeks. It was 13 days I was there. Got out early, got home, and then the next day started my outpatient PT, which was 5 days a week for 2 hours a day, and then it was a 1 hour a day. So that was on and off for 2 years. But I was there for 3 months, 4 months. It was April. So came in there one day. My PT, who was awesome, she's still a good friend of mine today, was like, you want to go for a run? I was like, yeah, let's go for a run, dude. So went out, went down a half block and came back, run, skip, jog, whatever it was. Yeah. It was a run to me.
Starting point.
Yep. Yeah. And I just kept it going. Dude. Just started putting in some miles here and there. And then November came, which was 11 months, ran the half. in Rehoboth Beach, not far from where I was shot. And then 2 weeks later, ran another one, and both of my PR'd in fastest half marathons I ever ran.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and then kept it going. The following June, I did a half Ironman, which was like 70 miles. I just kept it going from there, man. I just try to do different things every year. Last year, I did 30 days of Murph in June.
Oh, nice.
That was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
That was more mental than anything.
Yeah, that's just getting through it. Yeah.
But I just try to do things like that all the time, push myself.
But those are little goals that you give yourself, right?
Yeah,
little
man.
purposes that are like, hey, this is what keeps me going.
Do hard
And
things, dude.
Yes, and
Do
keeps
hard
you
things.
from getting into a negative
Right.
mindset. Because I think for guys like us, if you're not challenging yourself all the time
Yeah.
and pushing limits, then it's very easy for us to go into a negative spiral. Where
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm,
Yep.
like, what am I even doing? And especially in someone in your condition
Yeah.
where you can no longer do the job.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, you did exactly what you're supposed to do, which is
Right.
like, fine. If I can't do that, then I need to challenge myself in
Yeah.
other ways.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's what keeps you going.
Yeah. It's like that now. Like this year, I haven't done anything hard in my opinion. So I was just talking. We were just talking yesterday. I was like, I gotta get something signed up. I gotta sign up for something soon. I gotta get something done this year. I
Yeah.
haven't done anything. It's like gets to you, you know. Get like that itch.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta go beat something. I gotta figure something out here soon. But yeah. So when I got home from the hospital, kind of back up a little bit. I woke up one morning. I went from like 175 to like 142 in like 3 weeks. So I was looking in the mirror one morning and I was just like bones. And I had this lump down here, dude, like in my abdomen. And I thought, well, fuck, man, I'm learning how to walk. I'm having a hernia. So I go to my family doctor and she's like, that's not a hernia. You got some kind of foreign object in you. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. So go back to my surgeon. Sure enough. So when my leg got hit, I had an exit wound on the back, like just below my buttocks, which I thought was the round. It wasn't. Apparently it was my femur shrapnel fragments that
blew it
shot out the back.
Yeah.
Bone shot out the back.
Bone shot out the back. And the round actually ricocheted and shot up into like my abdomen. And now it was actually working its way out
Yep.
to the surface.
You still had a round in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had one in my elbow too that they had to take out. So
Is that common for
Yeah.
like a 9? Since a 9 doesn't necessarily.
It's common for
interact-
5.56 as well.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, usually, not super common, but it can happen. Where it does not go. It looks like it through and through, but
Yeah.
it's all the shards from
yeah.
the bones and everything else that zip through.
I still have like little pieces of that shit I pluck out once in a while on my thigh.
But the cool thing about your body is, just like you're
It works it
explaining,
out.
it will start pushing that
Yeah.
foreign object out eventually.
Just
Yeah.
like a splinter.
Yeah.
Like it'll.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, dude, the doctor, I remember the surgeon was like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, it's right there. We'll get it out. Man, it felt like he dug that thing out with a spoon for like a month. I was, this thing is painful, man. Like, what do you take this thing out with, dude? God, man, it was bad. But I went back, remember the day I went in for the surgery, so they took that one out and they took one out of my elbow. Because it's weird, man. I call it the magic bullet. When one of the rounds in my right arm actually came in like from behind, like under my arm. It went straight down my bicep and lodged in here.
Ooh.
Which I could never figure out because he was in front of me. So my only thought was, and I asked the doctor, and he had a great answer. He's like, I don't know, I wasn't there. My thought is like at some point, probably when my leg got hit, maybe I spun and I had a round come in from behind that way. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know,
maybe.
but anyway, so I had to get that one out, and I went in for the surgery, and I was like, hey, can you save these for me? He's like, I can't save them for you. He's like, I can't give you anything that comes out of your body, and it's evidence. And I was like, evidence for what? The guy's fucking dead. Like,
Yeah.
There's no trial here.
Case closed.
Yeah. And I was like, come on, dude. Like, do me a solid. And he was like, all right, when you come back for your follow-up, I'll have them. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, dude had him in a bag right there. Yeah. I got him right here.
I was about to say, you
Yeah.
were,
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And you know where I got the idea for this from, dude?
Honestly.
Mike Day.
Yeah. He was,
God bless him, dude. I
shot 27 times.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I saw him. I
a
saw him on.
necklace with 27 bullets on it.
I think he had one.
One.
It was like an AK round. I think he had.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the one that's like mushroomed is the one from my femur that they took out of my abdomen, and the other one's from my elbow. It's like perfect condition.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I got that like about 2 months after the shooting, and then I got it back and took it to a local jeweler.
Yeah.
And I was like, she's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know, just some kind of badass necklace. And she was like, all right.
That's pretty badass. I
That's
like
sick.
that.
Yeah, it's
I like
pretty
how
cool.
It's the little
Yeah.
I do the
cradle.
same thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's also a remembrance, you know.
Yeah. So
You have any bullets you've saved?
Huh?
You have any bullets you've saved or
From
combat?
I only took one round, and that was in training, and that was like it had splintered already before it went into my body, but no, I didn't.
Yeah.
I had
You have those pants.
yeah,
with
I do
the-
have the
yeah,
lucky
with
pants.
bullet
Yeah, I
holes
took
in
a round through the crotchal region.
No shit.
Going through, yeah.
Just hit
Thank
the
God I'm
pants.
Irish, you know.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like a little bit more to the left. there, I don't know. Yeah. That's funny, man. But yeah, so I got those. Which I always cool. I don't wear them all the time, but I wear them on podcasts because it's something cool to show. But like,
Yeah.
when I go on stage and speak places, like I always wear them because it's just kind of a reminder of like you can do hard things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because speaking to like 1,000 people is fucking nerve wracking.
Oh, heck yeah.
You know what I
it
mean?
is.
I don't care who you are, how many times you've done it. You get up there, it's a little nervous sometimes, but it's just a reminder like you can do hard things, dude. That's why I keep it with me.
That's awesome.
So, but yeah, so 2 years of recovery went on, recovering for 2 years, and the reason I couldn't go back wasn't because of my leg, it's because of my hands. So I had like my left hand, like I can bend it here, but the knuckle doesn't bend.
I got
So I just like
So
fucking
that's the
happy
thumb.
all day, you know?
Yeah.
And then this one's kind of like all I got there. So like all the mobility guys. So that was like the reason I didn't go back because.
How are you doing since having that and not going back to law enforcement of like purpose and transition?
Dude, transition's a bitch. It's been my hardest thing out of everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like people would think like getting the being shot and the traumatic events that come with that. It's transition. It's the
Yeah.
hardest thing, man.
It's like, what do I do now? Who am I?
What do you do now? You know, and it's like no matter what I do, I just feel like I like things I do now, but I don't feel like I'm fulfilled. You know what I mean? I know
Yeah.
it's hard, man.
What do you think that is? Because I mean, the reason I ask is I struggle with it as well.
Yeah.
I think most of us who came from a certain type of job field, and I think the hard, honest truth is like, no, you'll never find something like that again.
It's
like
not.
where your engine's revving at whatever, it's a top speed constantly, and that's what gives you fulfillment, and like that's what. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to find that same thing when you get out. And what I tell guys is like, don't look for it. Like it's not going to be replicated.
Right.
You're right. You have to find something else that will give you some purpose and still give you that little bit of like joy that you're like, okay, I do feel purposeful, but don't compare it to what you used to do because it's going to lose each and every time.
Yeah. The main thing is purpose. I want to do something with purpose. There's also like the adrenaline side of it. You miss the camaraderie. I really miss with like those guys. Like I really miss that shit, man. Just like the randomness of like, hey, we're gonna meet over in Walmart parking lot real quick and do a hasty op for this shit real quick. I miss those random weird moments, But the purpose thing, like I had some decent job offers like with the state when I finished up, but I was like, I'm not sitting on a fucking cubicle typing reports for fucking intel, dude. That's boring.
Yeah.
Like I'm a caged animal, dude. And I find purpose in like the public speaking, especially like law enforcement conferences and stuff. I like that. I find purpose, especially when I get to talk to guys afterwards. Like I told you earlier, like I really enjoy like hearing other people's stories. Because sometimes like I can relate, or like they might say something. I'm like, oh man, like I never thought of that. Let me try that. Let me think of that. I don't know, man. It's just. It's like you say, you can't replicate it. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's just a weird feeling.
I like how you're saying it in real time.
Yeah.
That I haven't figured this out. I'm not presenting the story of like, and then I transitioned and now I have it figured out.
Yeah.
It's like I still struggle with it.
Yeah, and that's my main thing, man. Like when I go and speak, like I just want to be honest. Like everyone, they would think like, oh, this guy's got it figured out. Like he moved on, transition, and da-da-da. I ain't figure out shit, man. I'm just making my way.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning as I go. I still have. That's my biggest problem is the transition. That's where a lot of my anxiety and depression comes from, is figuring that out and dealing with that.
I think that's more helpful.
Yeah, I honestly do too.
You know?
I mean, it's so much better to be authentic and transparent and just be like, dude,
100%.
I don't have the answers.
Right.
It's when guys get up there and they're like, this is what you should do. And this is, and you're like, dude, first off, we're not the same.
Right.
So
Everyone's
don't tell me
different.
working for you
Right.
is going to work for me. But
Yeah.
when you have someone come up there and be like, hey, man, I'm struggling with this too, right there, it's like, now I can relate to you because
Yeah.
we're all struggling.
Yeah.
No one has it figured out 100%.
Yeah. And I get guys reach out to me sometimes about transition. And I'm just honest with them. I'm like, dude, I ain't figured it out. I'm just
same.
trying. If something comes up and it sounds interesting, like I'll give it a whirl. You know what I mean? But it's like, I ain't figured shit out. You know?
But you're not staying still either. You're not just.
No, I try to stay busy.
You're not staying.
No, if I get too still, like my wife knows and she'll
self-pity
kick
or-
me out of the house to go do something.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
start chewing the carpet.
Dude, yeah, it's wild. I can't sit around too long, man.
What's interesting too, though, is y'all, really both of y'all, similar. Y'all's purpose meter may never get to that.
Yeah.
Like the guy who does a ministry here, he talks about that with vets of them transitioning. He's like, your purpose meter was at 10.
Yeah.
You're never gonna like max out that again.
Yeah.
But like y'all's impact and helping others is probably tenfold of what it was when you were in there.
Yeah.
You know, because now you get so much opportunity to tell guys your story and your, like, in a lot of civilians too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I enjoy it, man. It's just a matter of like keeping busy enough with it to make a living doing it.
Yes.
It's a tricky part.
Yeah.
With public speaking, like it's hard to like get out there as much as you need to, you know, and make the money that you need to make doing it. And that's where you gotta like find other things to dabble in, you know.
Yeah. Well, you got to sort of do like the entrepreneur thing. Where
Right.
it's like, okay, I
Yeah.
have this, and
Yeah.
then I can, but that's not enough. Now I have to like
Yeah.
do some other things as well.
Yeah, and like I started like a home defense consulting company, so we'll have like, you know, the cameras and all that kind of shit, and then I'll come in if you're a gun owner, we'll go over some tactics in the house, like how you can defend your house, how to get your family out safely, you know, things like that. But I'm trying to get that going, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, like I'm a cop for 20 years, so it's like starting a business. What the fuck do I know about business? I'm learning as I go. You know
and
what I
me,
mean,
brother? Yep.
Learning as I go, man.
I'm in the same boat and still am right
tough,
now.
dude.
Yeah, it is.
So I can come in here and show you all that stuff, but I gotta know how to sell it to you because I'm not a salesman yet. You know what I mean?
And that's a hard part of it too,
Yeah.
is like the whole marketing piece and like putting yourself out there and be
Yeah.
like, I'm the one that needs to teach, you know.
Exactly.
And it's like, dude, and because I think all of us have the same. I mean, not all of us. I think the majority of us are the same. Where it's like, I don't want to be. I'm not trying to be like the one or like the
Right.
star. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I like being part of a team. I think
Yeah.
a lot of us are like wolves, right? We like
Yeah.
to run in packs. And we'll take charge when we need to, but I'm also willing to follow when I
Right.
need to. And
Yeah.
I just want to be part of the team.
Yeah.
That's my goal is like, I don't care if I'm the best or the hero or anything. I want to be there.
Right.
And when you get out, then, you know, there's a lot of, I don't know, encouragement or like, hey, you need to put yourself out there and you need to tell all these people your accolades and this. And you're like, dude, none of that matters to me.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, it does not.
Yeah.
That doesn't fill my cup, and
But it's about sales.
yes,
People buy it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I hate it. You know what I mean?
But I think more and more though, man, which I think is as we progress on with this social media and everything else, I think people what they're craving for is transparency and authenticity, and there's not a lot of it on social media.
I agree.
And so I think the more that you come off as like, dude, I'm in this battle with you.
Yeah.
I'm fighting along. What you're doing is not only are you being real, but you are setting the example for others.
Right.
They're like, dude, this guy doesn't have it figured out, but he is not stopping. Like he is trying to make something of himself.
Kind of like, you know, this saying, it's okay not to be okay, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it is. I just try, like you said, I just try to be authentic as I can. And you know, and like with social media, like I try to push myself out of that comfort zone as much as I can. I wouldn't say I'm all the way there yet, but I'm trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard to do that shit, especially like in the public's eye. I mean, you're putting out there for the world to see how you feel, how you respond to things. Like, it's tough.
And you know, when you put yourself out there, the one thing you can expect, and it's going to come, is criticism.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
people, like, you know,
Every podcast I do, there's some jackass saying something stupid.
Yeah.
Who lives in mom's basement. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you're saying.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and that's-
You know
I
what I
think-
mean, dude? I don't care.
I think that's what's hard for guys too, and women, like, you know, that come from those jobs, is when they have to like put themselves out there. I think a lot of us we're used to criticism from within the team,
Right.
but then criticism from just regular people
Yeah.
on social media, that's hard for people to deal with, because the way that we're trained is like, yes, I expect criticism. I
Right.
expect it each and every time from my teammates because that's what's going to make me better. Right. As long as they're criticizing me on something that's going to propel me forward and make me a better human being or a better law enforcement operator, or a better operator. But then when you get criticism from people who like, it's like, dude, what? Like, I don't even know you.
Right.
Why are you attacking me?
Yeah.
I don't have a way to like explain myself or like, and that's where I think guys, and I especially see it from my community, they refuse to put themselves out there because of that.
Yeah.
And I don't, you know, they can say it like, no, I'm a quiet, humble professional. It's like, no, dude, you're really scared of getting criticized. And that's the bottom line.
It's hard to get used to it once you start doing it. Like now I'm at the point where it's like, I'll do like a podcast and I'll like read the comments because sometimes like you want to respond and interact with people because it's nice to do that. And then I like to see the negative stuff, and I'm at the point now where I'll just laugh about it.
Yeah,
because that's all you can do. It's just like whatever, dude. You know what I mean? I don't care. Like,
or have
you're
fun
gonna
with
put
it.
that kind of energy in the comment on this. Like, you got your own problems, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Some 13-year-old who's like, that's not the angle I would have taken on Call of Duty. I always come in from this angle.
I've had so many people comment Monday morning quarterback me on like tactics and stuff. Like, I get it. I made mistakes. We're human, right? Like, I'm not. You can criticize me all you want. I don't care.
I
know
admittedly said that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stupid stuff.
I would never do that on Xbox.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know what I mean? Idiots, man.
What drove you to write the book? Just one more.
So when I was in the live-in rehab, I kept I couldn't write, so I used like my text to talk. My notes, and I just kept like a day-to-day journal on how I felt mentally, how I felt physically.
I love that.
And then like from day to day, I would go back if I felt bad, like what did I do different yesterday that made me feel better, or what did I do that made me feel worse? You know what I mean? And I just kept a log of it, and I was like, I think I might have something here. It's just filling in the gaps, you know? And then it was just getting a publisher and helping me do that. You know? So.
Yeah. How? What publishing company did you go with?
Hampton Books Publishing Company. Okay. They're a very small independent publisher. They're out of New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that pretty okay working with them?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great experience. Super smooth. And to be honest with you, like the whole like writing the book process, because you're like in meetings weekly, it's like it was therapeutic.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask.
Just like this is sitting here talking about what happened in very in-depth detail. You know?
Yeah.
So it was very therapeutic. I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And it was like some part that's like, do I put this in there? Do I not put this in there? Hey, babe, what do you think? Should I put this in there? Kind of deal.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it. And my publisher was like, just put everything in there, and then we'll go through it. And
scrub it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a whole
I remember
process.
when you started, you were having to meet with the writer and
the ghostwriter. Yeah, I had. My publisher. We went with a very small one as well because they're the only ones. The big thing for us was like creative control. It was like, dude, we are in control of anything that goes in that book, anything that's put in there. Which most publishing companies, you won't get that. They're going to want to like make it their own way and they'll switch around your words and all that.
What they feel is going to be best for the sell.
Yes. Then they, like, for example, they're like, we want to put a big old trident right on the front. And I was like, avid again. I was like, no, you know.
You don't want to use that to sell yourself.
No, because it's like, it's been done and it's so used up and watered down. But the writing, the book itself, like it is therapeutic.
Oh yeah,
very therapeutic, and like my publisher was awesome. It was, I'd write a couple chapters, send it to him.
Yeah,
like clean it up. He'd clean it up, make it sound intelligent, and then
same thing.
Come back, and then I would sometimes make it sound less intelligent because I'm like, nope, that's not the way I talk. I want to be real, and but it was a good the process. It's a process, dude, and it's a process. That's what people don't understand too. Yeah, writing a book is something else.
Oh, dude, it was read and read and read and read again.
Yep.
Man, it was like the whole rewording thing. Like there was one section, one chapter, I was like, I don't really know how to word this. Like I have no idea how to word this. It's too complex. And they were like, I'll do it. And you can review it and then change it how you want. And that's what we did, like with some sections. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know how to get it out. You know. So
yeah, and you need someone to that knows what they're doing to help you get through. Did you read? Did you do your own audiobook?
I haven't done audio yet.
Okay.
Just for a simple fact that I've been lazy to do it.
All right.
That's it. End of the day, I've just been too lazy to do it. So I want to. It's just a matter of making the time and scheduling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just like, I hate reading. Everyone's like, oh, you read a lot? I'm like, no, I wrote a book, but I hate reading. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why
That's
you
why I
should do
should
the
do
audio,
it.
because there's a lot of other people that hate reading
Right.
too, but
And I get asked
they'll buy
a lot.
the audio. Yeah.
Is yours audio? I assume it is.
Yeah. So we went and did it. Yeah, we did the audio. That right there was just as
Grueling.
well, because we did it in 48 hours, I believe. So the book was written, and then I flew down to Southern Florida because a friend of mine had a studio that was like, hey, you can use it here. And I spent a day and a half nonstop. And it's like when you're reading it and then you mess up, it's like, oh, then you have to like start over, from the sentence or whatever. But when I got done with it, I was smoked. And I asked the lady who was recording it, I was like, is this normally how it is? And she's like, no, usually this would take 3 months. She's like, you just did it in a day and a half.
Oh, wow.
Which is like, okay, now I understand like why this is such a pain.
I can see that. Like people starting it and they be like, all right, I did that's enough for the day. I'll come back.
Yeah, you're mentally drained.
Yeah, for sure.
It's because you're focused on, and you also want to sound, intelligent, articulate, and
that's how I feel like speaking. Like even if I do like an hour presentation, I'm like drained after the hour of just talking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, it's wild.
The best critique I got, and it's my favorite one, is somebody when they listened to the audiobook, they commented, they're like, it sounds like you got picked on to read in class and you didn't want to. It's like that's the most honest critique right there.
Good.
Like, yeah,
that's exactly how I would be. Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's a good one. I can see that. Yeah, I haven't done. I just been putting it off. Haven't done it. I need to get it done. Just procrastinating.
Yeah, but it'll once you get it done.
Yeah, it's not like I don't have the time. I'm just like, do I want to go read that thing?
How long has this book been out?
Came out in 23.
Okay.
November of 23.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So. And then you said your wife's involved in it too as well, right?
Yeah. There's some
you got
parts
some
in there.
QR codes in here?
Yeah, so the QR codes are cool, man. Instead of having pictures, save on printing cost. You can scan the QR code, see photos, some videos.
That's genius.
Stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, my wife has some stuff in there. And now she's getting into public speaking this year. She's done a couple podcasts with me, so mental health related and how spouses can survive, that kind of stuff. How she did things.
Because they go through the ringer.
Yeah, for sure,
It's almost worse.
It's worse.
Yeah, it is, man.
And she'll go over what she did right, what she did wrong, what she could have done better. So it's
that's
great.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun.
That's good, man. I'm glad that your wife is stepping up and doing that, because so many spouses, man, they support what we do and
they're forgotten about.
They are, and they're the ones who are left to deal with the trash. Like, hey, especially, your situation, obviously getting shot just adds a whole nother heap onto the transition and having to deal with that. But even for just the normal, like, hey, I'm retiring and I'm having to transition. The poor spouses who have put up with that job for so long, I think in their mind, they're like, oh, he's retiring. Now it's finally time to be normal. It's finally time for a normal life. And what they don't realize is like, oh no, the shit show's just starting.
Right.
Because this dude's about to lose his purpose, lose his identity, and now he's going to be treading water, trying not to drown and trying to find something new. And
that's where we're at now. Treading water, man.
And that's fine. Like,
it's part of the process.
Breathe, stay calm, tread water. You'll find your way. But unfortunately, what we've seen, especially from the military side. And, I'm sure it's in law enforcement as well. It's like there's so many divorces after the fact where it's like they make it all the way through, then they, retire, and then they end up, their marriages fall apart. And the reason for that is because it's expectation management, right? It's, I think the spouse is, expecting like, okay, they're done. We're going to have a normal life. And then once the shit show starts, they're like, what? And, they've already taken on so much.
Right.
That they're thrown through a whirlwind, and that's where and I'm sure the lack of communication also, and like, hey, this is what I'm going through, this is what you're going through. These marriages fall apart under it and crumble, which I think it's phenomenal. That's why I'm glad your wife is out there speaking for the spouses and like, hey, it's not an easy road. And here are the things that I did right. Here are the things that I did wrong.
We're big on pressing the importance of communication, like even like for those active on the job, Because like the old school train of thought in law enforcement is don't take the job home with you.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
Because you do anyways.
You're taking it home with you anyway, dude.
Yeah.
And I did it for years until I realized I was an fucking idiot for doing it, you know? You know, you got to go home, tell them what you're dealing with, what you're going through, because they need to know it's not them. They need to know it's something else, you know? So, something that's overlooked. And I think the mental health thing, as far as, I can't speak for military because I'm not in it, but as far as like first responder, where I feel like it's starting to come around slowly, people are talking about it more. I just wish it would pick up speed a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think the mental health thing has definitely come leaps and strides from where it was, right?
For sure.
I have a thought, man, and I was thinking about this the other day because I do think the mental health thing is at the forefront.
Yeah.
And it's being talked about a lot more now.
For sure.
I think there's a huge focus on it, not just like with the military LE community, just men in general.
Yeah.
Right. But I also think there's a detriment to constantly talking about it as well sometimes, where I'm like, okay, if we're like there has to be, and I don't know if I'm going to phrase this correctly, and I don't want to piss people off, but there has to be an element of like, dude, suck it the fuck up.
I agree with that 100%.
Be a man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But there is an element where it's like, dude, you have to be a man and carry forward. Like, you can't just blame everything on mental health and be like,
exactly,
woe is me. That creates a victim mindset. At the same time, I do think focusing on mental health is good, right?
Yeah.
It's like
I agree with
there's
you 100%.
aspects of it, right, that you need to focus on to get you better, to propel you to move forward.
You can't baby every topic there is.
No.
You're right. At some point, you just got to call it what it is and just be a fucking man.
Yeah, and I think the
Adding
more
up
it's
and
put
do it.
out there, like, oh, you know, you guys are dealing with this and you this, it gives the already victims that have a victim mindset an excuse.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's where I have an issue.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Yeah, it is definitely beat to death in some parts where it's like, that's not needed right here.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like, like it's someone like, that's like me, woe is me about, moving on and finding something else. Like, I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to fucking keep working hard until I get something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to fucking cry about it all day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This is my life, dude. But yeah, I think you're right. I think there's definitely a point with some things it's like enough's enough.
Yeah, right.
Get on with
it's
it.
like, dude, and I say that like, because like I said, through our foundation, we deal with a lot of that, and then also just from my past job, and also now talking to other LE people and guys that are struggling, and and I'm always like, dude, whatever you need, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll point you in the right direction, but you got to go do it, man.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you got to do the work.
I am not going to hold your hand
Yeah.
and have you go do this. Like that's part of being a man, is getting up, going to do the right thing, and fixing yourself, and taking accountability for what's going on with
No
you.
one's going to do it for you.
Yeah.
You
You
have to
can't
fix your
work
problems.
harder for someone else than they are for
No.
themselves.
Right.
No.
Yeah. That's the whole thing. Like when I got into like online coaching, like mindset and health, nutrition and stuff, it was like I'd have people sign up for the program and then they're just like making excuses and woe is me. I'm like, dude, I'm giving you the blueprint.
Yeah.
I can't do the fucking work for you, man.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And everyone wants to cry about something. I'm like, if you do this, you'll be successful. Like you're not doing it. Did you do this, this, and this? No. Then what do you think the problem is then?
Just give him the old I saw you had Goggins in this book. I gave him the old Goggins, like, stop being a bitch.
Yeah. I when I was in rehab, I was like just looking for words of encouragement everywhere, and like everyone was a Goggins fan. You know what I mean? So like I wrote Goggins an email, and like for whatever reason, like put my like phone number on there and shit, and like fucker called me on Christmas Eve at like 10 o'clock at night, and I missed the call because I was asleep. I woke up in the morning to a return email. It said, "Check your voicemail, motherfucker." I was like, "What?" As I go to the voicemail, it's like, "TJ, what's up, motherfucker?" And you get this long ass voicemail, and
He is such a trip.
fucking trip, dude. And he gave me permission to put it in the book, so one of the QR codes is the voicemail. It's pretty
That's
cool.
funny.
That's awesome.
It was almost better I didn't answer the phone because now I have that forever.
Yeah,
it was
that
cool,
is.
man.
It worked out.
It was great. But I've never met him, never got to talk to him. Just had the voicemail. Yeah, it was cool.
That's
Yeah,
great.
he was my neighbor for a little bit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, when in San Diego.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been a trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, it was funny as shit. I remember waking up on Christmas being like, what the fuck? You know, he actually called me, dude. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, cool story. So.
What if people want to get the book? Amazon?
No, Amazon wants too much money from you.
that's
It's
true.
going to be at my website, which is thetjwebb.com. You can go there and pick it up. There's a link on there for my publisher's site, and you'll get it from the publisher's site, yeah.
Was there already a TJ Webb taken?
Yeah, some law firm had TJWebb.com and they wanted like 15 grand for it.
Yep.
I was like,
same with
get
me.
the fuck
Mine's
outta here.
theeddygallagher.com.
Yeah.
Because Eddie Gallagher.
So, yeah, so I went to the TJ Webb.
Which I'm like, dude, the whole "the" like I'm like, oh.
I know, I was the same
but
way, dude.
I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's what I did. And then I like changed my social media to the TJ Webb to match it. Yeah, I'm like I'm somebody important.
If you own eddygallagher.com, we're coming for you.
Yeah. I'm like, why would you own such a random name like that?
Because it got popular in the news.
Yeah, I didn't
so
get popular
someone
unless
went
there's
to buy
another TJ Webb out there I don't know about that's somewhat popular. I don't know. I'm definitely not popular, so yeah, I don't know who that was. That. You're right, exactly. Yeah, not till this podcast comes out, right? Yeah.
A little bit I've read in this. This is great.
Oh, thanks.
I
man.
love I love this mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
If there's companies out there, or that want to hire you to come speak, where do they just go to your website?
Yep, thetjwebb.com. I have a contact form on there, or Instagram too. I'm very responsive on Instagram.
Okay.
TJ yeah, I'll get back to you ASAP.
No.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Awesome.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
We got a gift for you.
Yep. So Firecracker Farm is one of the sponsors for this podcast. This is some hot salt
Awesome.
that our friend Alex makes. It's salt infused with all sorts of
Nice.
different peppers. Your wife said she definitely liked the spicy.
She likes the spicy,
She
man.
got her some Apocalypto in there, and then I
Nice.
know you like it a little bit milder.
Yep.
So you got a refillable bag there. Once that Apocalypto's out, you can throw that in, and
I'm going to be taking out to whatever restaurant we go to tonight.
it's legit, man.
it
Yeah,
is.
especially you're seem like
Yeah.
you're a healthy person.
Yeah.
You like to work out, like that right there, man. It takes away from like using condiments and stuff like that.
Oh, great,
Which is,
yeah.
it flavors whatever you put it on.
Oh,
perfectly.
perfect. Yeah. Appreciate it, man. I've been wanting to try. I see it on here all the time. I got to get some of that stuff. So
yeah.
that works out good, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you like it, man, go ahead and post about it or whatever and tag Alex. He'd get a kick out of it.
Oh,
He's
cool.
a huge supporter of law enforcement.
Yeah.
And military. So yeah, he'd really appreciate that.
Cool. Yeah, definitely, man. Appreciate it, guys. It's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate you having me
Yeah,
on,
thanks for
man.
coming
It's been an honor to come down here and sit with
Dude,
you guys.
you got a hell of a story, man. And honestly, man, I have like such a deep level of respect for guys like you. Because I obviously through my past career, I've had friends who have been wounded, lost limbs and everything, and to see them bounce back, and someone like especially like you bounce back, and not only bounce back, but like really just push yourself and challenge yourself, and then try to set the example for others, man, I think is extraordinary. And it's one of those things where I look at, because I, by the grace of God, never was wounded that badly, but I'm like, dude, I wonder if I, would I have that, because you don't know until you know.
You don't know until it happens.
Yeah, man. And just, hearing stories from guys like you, it's inspiring, man.
Yeah, I
and
appreciate
it's like, no excuses.
Yeah. You just don't know, man. It's like being in a gunfight. You don't know how you're going to react till it
Yeah.
happens. You just don't know. You can train all you want, but until that moment happens, you don't know how your mind and your body's going to react.
Yeah, I always figure I'd be a little bitch about it, dude. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm horrible. Like, even if I'm like slightly injured, I'm like, oh, dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think of a lot of things
Yeah.
to call you, but little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, man.
Wow,
Awesome.
man.
Thank
it was
you,
great
TJ.
talking to you, brother.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Out. Hey, what's up, guys? So, as you know, when I'm not podcasting, I'm doing a lot of instructing shooting courses, whether it's from basic to advanced. And the one product I'd love to see people bring to the range is a suppressor, for obvious reasons, because when you shoot, you want to shoot like a gentleman. And over the course of my career, and also while instructing, I have got to shoot a multitude of different suppressors, and there's only one that I really love that I stick with, and that is elevated silence. I've been shooting that now for over a couple years. There is very little to no blowback. It's definitely one of the quietest suppressors out there, and believe me, I put it to the test. They are made to last. So whether you're a seasoned shooter or new to the game, Elevated Silence has a suppressor to match your needs. Their commitment to quality ensures that each product enhances your shooting sessions, making them more enjoyable and memorable. If you are looking to pick up a suppressor, go to elevatedsilence.com. Thank you, and God bless.